Hi, welcome to another program. Today we want to talk about the Iran policy, and Iran policy really relies on deception. I have been reading a book in order to understand China, and this is in Turkish, but this is about the art of the war, war of art. And this is Sun Tzu principles. He's a Chinese general who has lived BC 554, and he has written his ideas about war, how it should be ruled, and how a general or a country should think about this. Of course, he believes that the best way to win a war is without having a war. And therefore, the Chinese principle, or even today, the foreign policy, which I strongly believe it is, you have to read a book in English like this one about Sun Tzu. You have to then it will be much more easier for you to understand the Chinese foreign policy. The way of the general has indicated his idea is about war, or how to win a war is a way of deception. The way of deception is, according to him, is to as much as possible increase. He says like that. I'm just quoting, is as much as possible increase our advantage conditions and reduce the adversary's advantageous conditions. Deception not only involves manipulating an adversary's understanding of one's capabilities and intention, but also includes manipulating the situation with the goal of further degrading the adversary's capabilities. This is what Iran is doing, very likely. Iran presents itself to outside world as the biggest and the most important Islamic republic among the Muslim community. However, the reality is completely different. The military hardware is obsolete, and its economy has been hurting for years. The real power or the strength of Iranian policy is different than what Iran possesses at this moment. The Iranian official statements are always fiery statements against the West, based on the threats, violence, and retribution for any military moves targeting Tehran. The former president Ahmadinejad threatened even to wipe Israel out of the map. Before him, almost all the presidents have done the same. But is that real? I mean, this is what Iran possesses a strength. No, of course not. The Iranian law statements differ from the Iranian policies. That's the fact, and Iranian officials knows about that. Iranian officials are very much aware that the threats would provoke a response which they do not want. So this is only a policy that they show to domestic affairs, but the foreign affairs is completely different. So they try to balance this, and of course the foreign states are aware of that. And once the reaction to assassination of Qasem Soleimani is remembered, Iran's retaliation was hitting the Iraqi bases housing US troops or firing rockets to military base in Baghdad. Iran knows that what will happen if it hits hard. From past experience, which we refer to 1988, the USS Samuel Roberts frigate hit naval mine. Then U.S. immediately launched an operation called Praying Mantis, which sank 6 Iranian ships and destroyed 2 oil rigs. In 2020, the 3 Israeli F-35 flew over Tehran and returned safely to base. It was like a joke, to be honest. Israel launched hundreds of airstrikes on Iranian convoys loaded with weapons for Hezbollah. Iran could not dare to show reaction. Lately, Israel assassinated Fakhri Zadeh, known as the father of the Iranian nuclear program, and Iran failed to show any reaction or considerable reaction. Iran fails to retaliate against any attacks on their assets and personnel. In 2018, Iran export was 2.8 million barrels per day, and now it fell below 1 million barrel per day. Iran responded usually by attacking Saudi or Emirates oil tankers, or attacked oil facilities in Saudi Arabia, eastern province, but they have not retreated like US or Israel did. Iran economy is really weak. I mean, the level of corruption is high. and it causes a great disruptions for economic recovery. The Iranian Republic, the army, affiliated companies, or religious dominated institutions keep dominating the future of Iran. And it means they have a hand on economy, so they basically suck everything coming from oil. Although administration in Tehran remains secure despite some protests, the future of economy and the country, a failure in development, would keep Tehran remain behind from the regional powers. Deception is efficient if it gives time to rectify the economy, to strengthen military capabilities, and so on. Nation adversaries consider the country weak, while it creates confusion to recover the strength. Unless strong economy is established with the strong institutions to support, any nation is doomed to fail. And for Turkey, it is not different from Iran when it comes to deception. Despite the fact that the military industry develops with limited capability, new technologies, or the technologies that's already been in place, the disruption of economy due to the corruption and the wrong economic policies, pressure on future military and social development progresses. And unless Turkey rectifies the economy, it will not eliminate the corruption or strengthen institutional organizations. It is imminent to lose power in future. So, to our idea, Turkey should learn from Iranian failures, because Iran is a failure, that's for sure. I mean, they have been losing weight for years, and their military is getting weak and weaker, and they always show something else, like now Turkey is doing. That we are going to do this. This is what we have done. We are going to have a new air jet. This already new programs, and so on and so forth. If you want to know what real power is, look at China. China is not talking. They are just making. A real strong country, they don't talk. They just do. That frightens your adversaries. If you talk too much, it doesn't. In Turkey, we have a saying, the barking dog doesn't bite. And I believe every nation has these kind of sayings in their own cultures, but I hope you will understand what I mean. But if you talk too much, nobody will take you seriously. You take notice, but they don't really value you as a threat. For Iran, this is the same case, and if Turkey doesn't want to fail into the same trap, Turkey should start rectify the economy and strengthen institutional reforms and the military capabilities in relation with that. So if you like this video, please, there is a like button underneath, press on it, and support us by sharing this video with your friends, and keep in touch. Have a nice day. Bye.